Dr. Haj-Hassan, thank you so much for your time. Before we talk about what a potential escalation in Rafah could do, just describe what it's like in that area right now from a humanitarian perspective.
Yeah, thank you. Well, there are almost 2 million people, over 1.6 million people that have been displaced. The majority of displaced down to the southernmost part of the Gaza Strip, Rafah, where they were told to flee, saying that that would be the safe area. They're concentrated in a very, very, very small space, the majority of them living in tents, those who are lucky enough to have tents. It's cold, they're starving. Multiple humanitarian organizations have been talking about famine and catastrophic levels of starvation. And there's a spread of epidemics. And just in the last 48 hours, they've started bombing various places in Rafah. So colleagues of ours have sent messages, SOS messages. These are doctors in Rafah, who we've known for many years, who've been sending messages talking about how horrific it is. I had a message at 2 a.m. from a very good friend of over 10 years, a female doctor, who said clashes, bombing, fire belts. It was a terrifying night in every sense of the word. Another colleague, a senior doctor that was just based in Rafah, said, we're suffering from destruction, killing, hunger, displacement. And he said, and the displacement of my children from one place to the other side, inside of Gaza. He went on to say, we appeal to you to remove us from this certain death. I ask you to help. We are being subjected to extermination. And I think that's the sense. People are dying in fast and slow ways. Fast ways in terms of just brutal, horrific, violent deaths. And, you know, I urge whoever's watching this program, if you have children in the room, to leave, because it's not a pretty sight to describe. But unfortunately, the majority of Western media sources are not showing these images, are not describing the realities on the ground. But just yesterday in Rafah, you know, there's a young girl, a school-age girl, dangling dead from a window, having lost both her legs, bombed while she was sleeping in her apartment. This is in Rafah. This is the safe zone. And there are no hospitals in that area for them to receive care. So they're being bombarded, they're being killed in these very fast ways, and they cannot receive care. Then they're being killed in very slow ways through starvation and hypothermia and epidemics of disease and normal medical conditions that you should survive, but you're dying as a consequence of a complete annihilation of the healthcare system.
You know, and Doctor, Israel has warned people to move out of Rafah, but how easily has it been for them to do that? Because this is something that I've focused on. I spoke with a lieutenant colonel on this earlier. Where are they supposed to go? Where are they going?
Well, let me explain to some of your viewers what Gaza, this is what Gaza looks like, okay? It's besieged by land, air, and sea. Gazans in the north were asked to flee south. They fled to Gaza City, where the majority of the population and hospitals are concentrated, in the north in Gaza City. They were then asked to flee further south to Deir el-Balah, and then further south to Rafah. They're currently in Rafah, in the southernmost aspect of the Gaza Strip. This is forced displacement. It's against international humanitarian law to continuously forcibly displace a population. And the areas where they're being forcibly displaced to, Israelis are targeting anyway. And so people are saying, well, we're asked to flee, but then we're bombed in these places where we're told to flee too. And I have countless colleagues and friends of colleagues and that have been killed in the last 4 months. These are healthcare providers like myself who fled to so-called safe areas and then were killed. My colleagues that are currently in Al Nasser Hospital sent a message 2 hours ago with photos of 2 children who were shot inside the hospital. We have video footage of colleagues trying to rescue colleagues in the compound of the hospital, but being shot at while they're trying to pull the injured into the hospital. This is not a unique situation. This has been the fate of sequential hospitals as you move from northern Gaza to central Gaza. We saw it with Al-Shifa Hospital, the Indonesian hospital. We saw it with Al-Aqsa Hospital. We saw it with, and now we're seeing it with Al-Nasser Hospital. The majority of the hospitals in Gaza have been targeted and have been put out of function. 22 hospitals of the 36 hospitals in Gaza are out of function. And simultaneously, you have a dire need for medical services because there are over 60,000 injured Palestinians in the Gaza Strip.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.